What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop ATL Season 6, Episode 8. So let's get to it, shall we? So the big cliffhanger from last week was when Tommy's mother showed up at her wine tasting event. I don't know why they didn't just tack it on. I guess they was trying to make it seem like the mama was going to come there and, create all this havoc. Tommy was not happy to see her when she first walked in the door. But the mama said that, no, she's there to support her daughter. She's proud of her daughter. She been in Vegas. I was listening to her talk. I was like, is she slurring? She sounded like she was fucked up then. But she said she was in Vegas, but she had to come up because she's so proud of her daughter. When she looks at her, she sees how successful she is and how well she's doing. And I was just sort of looking like, Now, you guys was ready to fucking kill each other the last time y'all saw each other. But then today, I kind of have a feeling that this is how their relationship goes. They fight to the death of them. And then the next time they friends and they go back and forth. Very unhealthy. Tommy does say that the last time she was with her mother, she didn't want that conversation to go the way that it did. So she sort of apologizes. And then when her mother get to telling her how wonderful she is and how, she's complimenting her and everything, Tommy gets all choked up and she get to crying and everybody at the table is like, oh. Tommy had assumed Karen King had invited the mother, and she said that this was a beginning to trying to resolve the issues and heal this relationship. So what can you say? If that's what they're trying to do, then good for them. I just have a feeling that their relationship runs so deep in the negative way that might be very hard to do. Scrappy and Rasheeda, they meet up because, that's his little sister and, he got to just find out what's going on with her. So they sit down, it looks like at a park, and, she just like, so what's going on with you? When's the wedding? He tells her that the wedding is off, and she was just like, oh shit, what did you do? This is what you always do. He said, no. Now, normally it is some shit that I always do, but this time it's both of us. Scrappy's whole thing is if Rasheeda and Kirk can't make it work, and everybody kind of look at them as the J and B, it's so funny. I was just like, why does everybody look at them that way? But okay, but he was just like, if they can't make it work, it's probably a good thing that him and Bambi came to their senses before they walked down the aisle. He tells her how he found out about everything, the fact that D-Lo was fucking around with this girl supposedly, and then Jock says that he might have smashed old girl as well. Rasheeda's just like, and what was D-Lo saying? Well, D-Lo was saying that he wasn't involved. Me personally, I'm getting confused on the fucking Frost facts. Now, was he not involved and didn't sleep with the girl now? Or did he sleep with the girl and not get the girl pregnant? Because now they're trying to almost seem like he ain't even fuck around with the girl. See, this is Mona. Y'all need to fucking keep track of what the hell y'all talking about on this goddamn show. That's the problem we got with y'all. Rasheeda says she don't know if she can believe old D-Lo. And really, she don't know what she's gonna do. Okay, because just this little small glimpse of single motherhood has been difficult for her. You guys know she is the fucking breadwinner in the family. Fuck D-Lo do it over there, other than fucking around with all the goddamn strippers in Atlanta. So she's working, and when she gets home, she has a little baby and a son that she has to tend to. So she was like, him being gone has been hard. Some days she wants this divorce, other days she's not too sure. I said, bitch, every day you don't want no fucking divorce. Stop it, Rasheeda. Oh, they still carrying on with this farce. But whatever. They don't really communicate anymore. If they do, it's through text message and it's only about the kids or the business. But if he is really trying to keep his family, then he need to fight for this fucking family. Alright, I was like, you sure asking for a lot out of D-Lo to fight. That nigga look like he too tired to do anything. Scrappy say, yeah, he gonna talk to him and make sure that D-Lo going to take this test, because we got to get this shit resolved. At least find out if the damn baby is D-Lo's, right? Okay, so now he's going to talk to D-Lo. And if this conversation didn't fucking piss you off, I don't know what. Scrappy is telling him, you need to talk to Rasheeda. Okay, look at her. Okay, she beautiful. She's successful. She works and everything. She's the mother of your children. She's hurting right now, and I'm just like, what the hell going on, Scrappy is so fucking country. It's like it almost has gotten worse as the years have gone on. And D-Lo is just like, no, fucking face. He can't be too bothered, but he was just like, look, all she do is work. And when she get home, she tired. She don't even raise the kids. I'm at home with the kids. Well, what the fuck else else you doing, D-Lo? Why you can't be home with the kids? See, this is what I'm talking about here. Men that don't want to fucking stay home, but you ain't got shit else to do. So you got this woman that's working, and you want her to stay home? And then what? I don't get it. But anyway, D-Lo say, then when she come home, she tired. When he try to get up on her, push up on her in the bed, she don't want to fuck. And all I'm saying is, if you don't want your man to stray or anything, then you got to do your part too. I'm telling you, I was listening to D-Lo talk and I was just like, so now you're justifying the fact that you had this. Why don't you just say, yeah, it was fucked up that I fucked around. I shouldn't have did that. If we was having problems, I needed to solve it with my fucking wife. So Scrappy is still just sort of like, no, but I mean, don't you love your family? Don't you want your family? And he was just like, I love my family, but here comes the but. Maybe sometimes, something happens to sort of like skirt, kind of jolt you back into, what's real and what. I said, this motherfucker here. I said, now I guess he just don't even feel like he's done anything wrong, okay? He only did it because Rasheeda won't fuck him because she's tired from working all the goddamn day. Look, I'm not trying to say that husbands and wives don't have their issues and that, wives sometimes do start to slack. They don't feel like fucking. But usually, there are other reasons why women don't want to fuck you. There are other problems. And Rasheeda hasn't really been forthcoming about their issues. All we have heard is that Kirk is going around fucking people in strip clubs. So, could we assume that maybe that he ain't never home at fucking night either? I'm trying to figure out why I'm so caught up in this fucking fool of fucking niggatry anyway with these goddamn frost facts on the bitch. You still trying it on this mess. I just don't see D-Lo being this non-remorseful. It's almost like they want him to be the villain so we can be pissed off at him. But you ain't gonna get that reaction out of me. Oh no, you're not gonna get that out of me. Shit. But whatever. Scrappy tells him that he needs to take this DNA test. He was just like, I'm not taking the test, okay? Because he's so sure that he's not the father. See, this is why I'm getting confused. Because I don't know how you can be 100% sure that you're not the damn daddy unless you ain't fucked the girl or you know that it's a goddamn lie, frost facts. I want to take it, but at the same time, nobody's gonna torture me to make me do. I was just like, you're so fucking ignorant. I mean, the shit don't even make no sense what the hell he's saying. I know as a grown-ass man, you sound stupid right now. Goddamn, everybody make a mistake like Jesus. Like, Jesus wasn't even perfect. Nigga, you is nowhere near Jesus. Why are you talking about Jesus right now anyway? Okay. I honestly cannot, okay? Scrappy is concerned. D-Lo don't seem to be. So, you look, they about to pull some other trickery. I can already feel it coming. Just ain't nobody mad enough about it. D-Lo is sort of like, oh, well, what the fuck? Rasheeda is sort of like, oh, well, what the fuck? Y'all ain't gonna get me caught up in these frost facts. Joseline says, you know what, she's due any day now, and she's thankful to God that she's about to meet her beautiful baby girl. I should be laying around with my feet kicked up, getting massages on my back, getting massages on my feet. Instead, I got a deadbeat baby daddy that want to pretend that he want to take custody of my baby. And Joseline ain't going for that. Okay, she got her girls Melissa and Don there, and they are going to try to help her to put together, I guess, a crib or maybe some 5 drawers or something like that for, I'm assuming, the baby's nursery. Joseline tells them that Steven Jordan is 99.9% the daddy. And like Melissa said, it was never any doubt that we thought that Stevie J was not the father. Okay, everybody knew that. We was trying to keep the drama up. So Joseline says, you know what, I'm done fucking around with Stevie J, okay, as far as that whole thing about me using drugs while I was pregnant. I'm gonna put his ass on child support. And not only that, but I am going to get 100% custody of my child. Why did I tell him that he was Bonnie's father? I should have never told him that. Well, then what was going to be your plan, girl? First, 1 minute you talking about child support, and next minute you saying that you should... I mean, if you don't want him to be involved, then don't get nothing from him, okay? Take care of the baby yourself. Girl, you sitting up here talking, you know good and damn well you was not doing all of that anyway. Melissa was just like, girl, stop it. I mean, she has a father. The father is going to want to see the baby. The baby is going to want to eventually know who their dad is. So, I mean, that shit was not going to work anyway. Joseline is still talking about moving, taking the baby to Miami and moving because she's like, what else do I have to do in Atlanta? Okay, Stevie J tripping, can't stand nobody else, really ain't got no damn friends other than the two of you. So, I could just leave. Stevie is gonna regret everything that he did to his daughter. He denied his daughter. Now he want to be in her life. Ain't none of that. Now that I have my proof, I can get my money and just do what I have to do. Look, Joseline, I guess. She said she got her family down there and they can help her raise the baby. But she's tripping if she really thinks that this is going to happen. Plus, you girl, you know you can't live without Stevie J either. Now, skip over to Mimi, okay? She's a little frustrated with the information that she got at the wine tasting about Melissa and Joseline. So she has to go over to Melissa's house and set her straight. The wine tasting was a hot mess. But a little piece of important information that I picked up is that Melissa has been a busy little bee out there. She got Dawn and Joseline to make up. And I also heard she was trying to recruit Carly and Tammy. Now, I don't honestly understand what the problem is with Mimi and why she's upset that Joseline and Melissa are friends, because she knew that Joseline and Melissa were friends. They haven't really... See, they skating around this issue because we know that Melissa and Mimi were not in a relationship. They don't even have any chemistry with each other. But they want to make it seem sort of like Melissa is her love interest, but without them saying it. But yeah, we don't believe that shit. We don't believe that shit. So it's stupid that she's getting all upset over this friendship. But girl, you ain't got no say in this matter. So she sit Melissa down and you know we got Mad Mimi. Y'all know Mad Mimi. My problem is that you're always defending this bitch. You're always defending this bitch. And I think that you're a good judge of character. And why you're being so fucking stupid right now, I don't even know. Melissa says, listen, Joseline is different. I don't care if you don't think so. I'm her friend, and she is. Mimi says, yeah, she's different right now because you have no fucking friends. You're the recruiter, okay? You have to try to bring everybody back into Joseline's fold. And just because she didn't fuck you over yet, you're okay with that. I said, ooh, Mimi, she pissed. Melissa was like, listen, you cannot judge me on my friendships. You can't tell me who I can be friends with. You can tell me who I can't be friends with. I'm sorry that you think that you have that power over me, but you don't, Mimi. You don't. Mimi don't have power over no fucking body. But her and Eva. And that Eva looked like she quite strong-willed and probably won't be listening to... Oh, I shouldn't say that. Melissa was like, what I'm not is I'm not Stephen Jordan. I'm not Nico. I'm not Chris. I'm not Ariane. Okay, so don't think that you can control me like this. And she was just like, oh, Ariane. Ariane told me, watch out for Melissa. Watch out for Melissa. And Melissa was just like, whatever. Okay, Ariane just mad because we not fucking no more. And Mimi did not know that they ever did have a relationship. Now, Melissa says it was years ago and it was no biggie. Okay, and she never felt that she even needed to tell Mimi this. But if Ariane is out there bad-mouthing Melissa... If she ain't did shit to her, then you know what? Fuck, I'll talk about her as well. What you should be is happy that you lucked up and met me. Mimi, woo! I lucked up. I lucked up. You're saying I lucked up when I met you. I guess I should be fucking grateful. You know what, Melissa? With that, I'm gonna go. My lucky ass is gonna get the fuck up out of your house. Goodbye. Okay, she stormed out. I said, boy, every fucking season we get Mad Mimi, you know, having to go off or cuss out either a potential or a bona fide love interest. So the shit didn't go that well with Melissa, but you know, she's still upset. She got to go talk to Ariane. How the fuck you ain't told me about you and Melissa fucking around? So first she tells Ariane that, you know, they had words over Joseline. And then she proceeds to tell me that Ariane is just mad because you guys aren't fucking anymore. Ariane said, really? I mean, that was 20 fucking years ago. I didn't feel like I needed to tell you anything about it because it wasn't even that serious. Okay, so evidently Melissa and Ariane was on this hookup thing. Okay, and they didn't have a relationship. It wasn't real. They would just get together, okay, kitty click, and then keep it moving. Ariane's whole thing is I told her to watch out for Melissa, and that should have been good enough for Mimi. I shouldn't have to go into everything that happened 20 fucking years ago. Full disclosure from Ariane may have made me think twice about some decisions that I've made with Melissa. Ariane was like, well, look, I told you, and look, it didn't take long for you to see how Melissa really was, all right? So you should be fine with that. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell Melissa did. So now Ariane has to meet with Melissa. I guess they're going to try to set each other straight. You already know Melissa ain't really trying to take that shit from Ariane. Melissa's whole thing is, Ariane, you're jealous that me and Mimi were dating. I said, oh, were you dating? When? Well, why would you wonder about me if there's no problem? Because, Ariane was like, I don't have a problem with you. That was a long time ago. Their whole thing is they just feel like, Melissa's straddling the fence when it comes to Joseline. And again, Joseline and Melissa have been friends, so why are you asking her to cut this relationship if you guys don't, Mimi? All of it is so silly, you guys. Melissa's so over. She's just like, listen, Ariane, we can go through this all night, okay? Do you fuck with me? Do you fuck with me? Because if you don't, then I don't really care about any of this conversation. Ariane, well, you know what? I'm going to leave. Okay, now she gets her dramatic exit. So Mimi, okay, she fucking through with everybody. Who do you think she has to talk to next? I had to completely pull back from Melissa because of her straddling the fence between me and Joseline. But I haven't been able to do that with Steven because we share a child together. That psycho woman is about to pop out that baby. And I don't know if it's Stevie's or not, but he falls for her con games all the time. So we haven't spoken in a minute. So they sit down and he tells her, surprise, surprise, he's the father of Bonnie Bella. Mimi. She's sitting over there. She getting madder and madder. I said, you about to get it, Stevie. After all that shit that she said she put you through. Stevie J is like, yeah, I know. But we was both doing it back and forth to each other. But now that we talking, and we gonna be all one big happy family, we got to figure out a way that Eva and Bonnie Bella, they sisters. They gonna have to have a relationship. Not so fast. She crossed the line that there's no coming back from. He says, yeah, okay, Mimi, I got you. No, Stevie, I need you to do more than got me. I'm so serious right now. I do not want her around my daughter. Do you understand? I know how you backpedal and milly-wop and backslide around everything, but I don't want her around my child, Stevie. Mimi says, and then all this fucked upness between Stevie J and Joseline, I feel sorry for the child, okay? Because every child should have deserves being loved by their mother, and Joseline just does not have that ability to love inside of her. She's so fucking evil. But something inside of Mimi tells her that Stevie J and Joseline, they ain't done with each other. And you're gonna get back with that bitch. You're gonna be right back playing house with her. If you don't respect me on this, I'm not gonna have any choice but to put a restraining order on that bitch to keep her away from my fucking daughter. And I'm dead ass serious about this, Stephen J. I don't want her around my daughter. After what she did to me, put me through, do you understand? I don't think you understand. I don't want this bitch around my daughter. Okay, Stevie J was just sitting over there listening like, okay, you gonna keep on calling her a bitch? This my baby's mother. You could tell that it was bothering him, but he just had to sit it out because, truth be told, Mimi has every right to feel the way that she does, okay? It's too bad that Stevie J is Eva's dad because Eva's going to be with Bonnie Bella, okay? So I don't really know how they gonna maneuver this, but something tells me Mimi is probably gonna be the one to bend on this, not Stevie J. Now, Carly says that she and Jock have been doing okay. They had issues in the past, but that's because they didn't communicate. And, Jock had, baby knees, and baby knees was making shit difficult for her. So, but now they on a pretty good, they in a pretty good spot. Cena has invited her out, okay, to talk because, Cena's going through her drama with Jock, and Carly, being the bird that she is, she can't turn down a good story. She don't care who the fuck it comes from. They talk about co-parenting, how she's trying to make it work with Jock, and then Carly was like, girl, we was out with Thin Ving, and he said that he was messing around with you. And Cena was just like, yeah, girl. I kind of told Jock that just to kind of make him upset, but I'm not really fucking around with Thin Ving. And Carly was just like, well, why is it that she would try to make Jock jealous if she don't even really care? Are you really over him? Okay, Jock always said that Cena wasn't. Cena also tells her about Treasure and how Treasure told her that Jock is fucking around with Tommy. And Carly was just like, what? Okay, I guess she still ain't got over the fact that, I stole Show Enough scrap from her. So now she's trying to get me back. But I got something for that ass. Later on, Jessica she feels bad. Okay, now Jessica just been trying to be friends with everybody and trying to be cool with everybody, but that shit backfired at the damn piss tasting that she called Tommy's wine tasting. So now she was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go over here and talk to Carly because I don't feel right that I ain't said nothing about, you know, Tommy and Jock messing around. First she tells her that she made friends with Joseline, and Carly was just like, that bitch, she is crazy. She ain't changed. You know, Jessica's trying to tell her that she has changed, but Carly ain't trying to hear it. Then she tells her that she even made up with Tommy. But when she was just out with Tommy the other day, you know, she had this damn wine tasting. They had an altercation. First of all, Tammy interrupted her with her rude fucking ass, and you know, she had an attitude with her, so she had to go off on her. And then all of a sudden, here come Tommy jumping in and jumping on me, throwing shit on me, and act like she wanted to fuck me up. Carly was just like, well, what did you expect? Okay, Tommy is trash. Tommy is scum. Then Jessica tells her, well, I just needed to tell you that Tommy is seeing Jock. But Carly already knew this from Cena. She just upset that Jessica, you know, that's supposed to be her girl, why she didn't tell her. Because, look, I would have told you. We was like, we know, Carly. You tell everybody everything. I would have told you what was going on. I sort of feel like you should have afforded me that same, you know, respect. Jessica was just like, well, I tried to wait for Jock to come tell you, but he didn't. So now I'm telling you. And Carly again was just like, well, that's fine. That's fine, because I got something for that bitch. I said, bitch, you better have a gun. Shit. Later on, we see Jock. He's having this comedy night. I guess he's trying his hand at stand-up. A lot of the people are there, you know, Tommy, Lovely Mimi, Scrappy, you know, Jock up on the stage. And when he finishes and goes and sit down, you know, I saw that Tommy had on her tennis shoes. I was like, this bitch ready. All right, so you got to peep out the whole situation and see what's going on and see exactly what's what. That bitch was like, I'm gonna fuck somebody up and you ain't gonna fuck up no heels or nothing. Here come Carly and Cena and Melissa. I said, girl, that's your backup? Carly, you know, I had to make sure I had my girls with me. Okay, you wanted to make sure that somebody had your back if you got fucked up by Tommy. But anyway, they walk up behind Jock, you know, Scrappy, Jock, what the hell going on? Here they are standing behind him, and he's just like, oh, okay, I guess today is the day. Everybody finds out about everybody. Tommy tells us that, you know, now Carly is going to get a taste of her own medicine, okay? Her trying to steal show enough scrap. Now she done stole Jock. Tommy and Carly are going back and forth, and while they talking, you know, Cena throws her drink. All right, and Tommy jump up, but of course security comes rushing in. And then, in a strange turn of events, Carly and Lovely Mimi start arguing. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is fucking stupid. You know, Lovely Mimi, I don't know Carly or Cena, but if they have a problem with Tommy and Tommy is my girl, then I was just like, what? This is fucking stupid. So then Lovely Mimi and Carly are acting like they're gonna fight each other, you know, and security pulls them apart. I was just like, this is so fucking stupid. Mona, bitch. Alright, you guys, so let me get off of here. Still gotta do Basketball Wives. Okay, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel's for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.